I'm Amy, and welcome to the kitchen at the Blue OK. Today we're making a yellow red bell pepper hummus, or hummus as some people say. This recipe uses a little bit of dehydrated yellow bell pepper. You could also use red bell pepper, which has a great flavor, but I like the yellow just because it keeps it more of the texture of a traditional hummus. So I'm going to start by putting that dehydrated yellow bell pepper right into the blender, and then adding a little bit of my water, about half of what I have here, and the rest of my liquid ingredients. So I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to add just a dash of liquid aminos into there, my garlic, my salt, a little bit of cumin powder, and today I have a little bit of paprika and a tiny dash of cayenne pepper. And I want to get this all really blended up well before I add the pine nuts and cashews. And the very last thing that I add is the tahini, just because I find tahini changes its texture when it gets whipped on the high speed. So we're going to blend these up really well, come back for those two ingredients, and then the tahini last. All right, so once you have your bell pepper and spices blended up well, you're going to add that soaked cashew and your pine nuts and get those well blended on high speed as well. You want them creamed in there, starting to make a thick hummus. You can add water to the blender as needed. So I'm just checking the texture here to see if I have all the lumps out of the hummus, and I don't quite, so I'm going to blend it up just a little more. At this point you could add a little water, you could just keep going with your blending. There we have it. That's the texture I'm looking for, a creamy, spreadable hummus. And then I'm going to add the tahini in there and get it blended in. And I'll just take my spoon and move that down towards the bottom of the blender a little bit and start blending this on low, work my way up to a medium high speed. So there we go. I've got my tahini blended through, and you should be able to see from the texture of the hummus that it's creamy, it's spreadable, there aren't lumps in there, and I just want to taste it to make sure it's well seasoned. Really delicious. Very, very nice flavor. And then from here, you can just decide how you'd like to serve it. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of the raw hummus into dehydrated marinated mushrooms and make a little appetizer with those, or sometimes I just serve it by itself and dip it with, use carrot sticks or celery sticks and use it as its own dip, or I'll serve it with raw tabbouleh, some fresh olives or sun-dried olives, and however you choose to serve this hummus. It's a great dish. It's very, very filling. So if you want to add a little something extra to your salad to make it a little more filling, to make it go further, it's just wonderful. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them right here on the website for me. Enjoy this recipe, and remember that the eating gorilla always comes in peace.